What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin, Alchemy Pay, not Bitcoin, Alchemy Pay, ACH. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. Okay, here we are at 2.3162 cents, down 8.4% today. Bitcoin's down about 4%, so a little bit more than double of what Bitcoin's down. I've said this in a couple of videos that I made today, basically every single one of them, that I don't anticipate that the average altcoin will, or maybe not the average altcoin, but I don't anticipate that some of these coins, if they've been dropping over a 2x times what Bitcoin's dropping, like if Bitcoin's dropping 4% and altcoins dropping 8% today, or 9% or 11% today, or more than that, I don't think that's going to keep up, right? I think that we've got an initial little flash crash right now. Altcoins are getting hit the hardest because whenever Bitcoin drops and it's quote unquote unexpected, which I do think this move was unexpected largely across the board, I think altcoins get hit the worst first, right? I do believe that we're going lower. I think that it's very possible that you can see prices below this low, but it's not completely convincing yet. If we were to go below this low, that's a 12% drop. And Bitcoin here, where it's going to go, I do believe will be greater than a 12% drop, right? I think that we're going to get a 14, 15% drop, something like that. So it's very hard for me to think that Alchemy Pay won't go below this low. However, there is a scenario where it might not. If we do get a little relief, a little volatility in the altcoin markets, if we do see some kind of pump up and Bitcoin doesn't pump too hard on that over the coming days, we see a little volatility here, that could give us a higher area to drop from in order to avoid going lower. But for Alchemy Pay here, even if you were to go back up here at prior areas of resistance, prior areas of support for resistance, you know, that might be enough. 14% on Bitcoin, 25% for Alchemy Pay. That might be enough. And maybe still it does go lower, and that's fine if it does. But I wanted to go over the options here. It's not completely incriminating yet that we go below this low, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did. 2 cents is the price right at that low there. If we're looking at this on a weekly time frame and we take the most kind of significant low, relative low, discernible low, that's what I'm looking for, low to high, and we're at the golden ratio here. I'm going to delete this white line so it's just less distracting for now. Hold on. Come on, right there. It would make sense to go to the 786. It would make a lot of sense, actually, to go to the 786. Prior area of support here, just beneath these areas of resistance here, some resistance back here in that same area, and support in that same area. So something at about 1.94 cents, 1.95 cents. You're at 2.3 cents now, so a little bit lower. That wouldn't be crazy at all. I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening. How much would that be from the current price? That would be an overall drop that's about 16%. Now, see, the thing that again makes this seem unlikely to me is, again, I don't assume that Bitcoin will do anything less than like a 14% drop. So if it's going to drop 14% or more, I would think Alchemy Pay drops more than just 16%, right? But it's hard to say because we don't know at what rate this is going to continue to drop. If it does keep up, if we get no relief at all, it's likely then that Alchemy Pay probably drops to its 886, which is also fine. You guys, it's fine if it does. You found a significant low here, continued to move up. You had a very significant low here that you came up, and guess what? You took that low out. That's fine. We have a significant low here and a significant low here. It's fine if you take those out. We just don't want to take out this low. Maintain your higher low trend here. And if I wonder, I'm curious here. Let's just see from that low to this low. If we keep up with that, look at that. The 886 would actually be a very good area to find support at. Not that this line really probably matters too much, but it makes sense to a certain degree. We would look for immaculate support, you guys. If Alchemy Pay does go too much below 1.69 cents, if we see anything too much below there, or we kind of crowd this instead of bouncing right off of it, that could imply some trouble. There could be some trouble brewing at that rate. But even from here, there's trouble brewing, man. We're talking about a 26% drop from the current price to, at best, a 16% drop at the current price. And we're down 12% already on the week. So we have 2 days, 7 hours left. What I'm expecting is that this drop will resolve itself either maybe by the end of this week, guys. We really could see it resolve itself by the end of this week. We'll see that drop come in full force, or likely sometime next week is what I'm thinking. And I think this week will close red. I think next week has a chance to close green and find that low. April 2nd is the day that we're all watching, right? April 2nd. If you're not watching, I mean, you should be watching because it seems to be a rather relevant area. Might be why we're dropping at this point in time. Long have we assumed that we would see the price get priced in, right? The price of the overall crypto markets and for Bitcoin get priced in before April 2nd. Then the news comes out, right? Instead of buy the hype, sell the news, we're going to get a sell the news, or sell the hype, buy the news event, because it's a negative received kind of thing. But we'll see. A lot of people started getting bullish on it, and that discouraged me a little bit because even though yes, it might not be as bearish as we once anticipated, it's still bearish. So people getting a little bit presumptuous and too uppity over Donald Trump changing the way that he's going to go about these tariffs. It's still a more broad and larger tariff plan execution than we've seen throughout his whole term. And the last two times, even the first time where it didn't happen, it got like they got paused for a whole month after or on that day, right? But like hours before they were supposed to get enacted. And then the next one where they did get enacted, that was just on China, Mexico, and Canada, right? And those weren't even like completely broad tariffs. They were just very specific tariffs on certain sectors and stuff like that. It wasn't that broad at all. But now it's going to be a lot more broad, and still, even still, it's not going to be as broad as he had once made it out to be. It's not going to be 100% reciprocated tariffs, but they are putting a lot of tariffs out, and I'm just thinking that this date will reflect negatively in the price. Now, will we drop? Will we see our low before that day and then actually pump in that day? Maybe we do. Maybe we continue to drop until that day, and then that day comes and we get some kind of wicked flash crash down, and then we recover. Whatever, I'm prepared for whatever. I wouldn't be too scared, although it might be a fearful event. I think if you just wait 24 hours, wait till April 3rd, you'll see that price prevails. You'll see that this was nothing to be concerned with, but I think a lot of people will or are starting to even get concerned with it as the time comes up. So we're in it, man. We're in the final hours of this nonsense downward sloping trend, and I do think that with the potential of the next FOMC meeting, right? When is the next FOMC meeting? Actually, let's see. When is it? When is the next FOMC meeting? FOMC. Because a lot of people, I think, are anticipating that we could get rate cuts or quantitative easing could start to come in. You hear these rumors talking. I wonder why it's taken so long. I just changed some stuff with my internet. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the camera has not cut out at all this whole time. We've like fixed the internet, I think. Or have we? Grok, we might have broken Grok at the cost of fixing the internet here. The next FOMC meeting, May 7th. Oh, for some reason I thought it was in April. Don't they meet every month or is it every other month? I don't know. May 7th. Okay, so maybe not in April, but people are anticipating still, even then, May 7th, people are anticipating it to be a bullish event. So we get right, that's whenever rate cuts are supposed to happen. That makes sense because I thought it was in May that they were talking about cutting rates, and people are saying it was the next meeting. So I was just unaware there. My bad. But what was I going to say here? Bearish event on April 2nd to look forward to, priced in beforehand. May 7th is the bullish event anticipated. So in this time, right, we're working our way down until this bearish event, and then probably buy the news. We'll probably work our way up to this event, and then we'll sell the news, even if it is bullishly received, and then we'll probably continue to run throughout May and into June and see some very positive stuff. But there's probably going to be some other key events that happen in between. We'll keep you guys aware as things go on. Keep yourselves aware. Go on X.com. X.com is where it's happening for crypto, you guys. If you're looking at it, you should definitely, even if you hate Elon Musk, even if you're not about it, man, X.com, he has a lot to do with it for sure, but if you're on here, you don't even have to pay attention to him, man. You can just be all about crypto and just follow crypto stuff, all that you want. And I don't just follow crypto stuff. I have a lot of people that I follow, and I do follow Elon Musk. I like Elon Musk personally. I think he is a force for good, but to each their own, and you don't have to agree to still use it. If you want to be informed in crypto and even world events, it's a good place to be. Because I'm definitely not the most informative person with that stuff. I'm just talking, man, at this point. This ad brought to you by X.com and Starlink. 4-hour time frame here on the RSI. If we look at it, you are near, if not at, areas that would make sense for you to find support right here, right? So don't be surprised at all, right? We are still going lower, but don't be surprised or get too uppity if we do move up here back above like 2.5 cents, 2.6 cents, something like that, right? If we move back up to this area, it's still just a lower high. If we move back up to this area, it's still just a lower high, and you're rejecting prior areas of support back here. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if sometime over the next day or two, maybe over the weekend even, we pump up a little bit. This could have just been a taste of what's to come, and we'll back test finding resistance at prior areas of support and then continue on our merry way, probably, if not by the end of this week, sometime early next week. Certainly by, if not on the day of the 2nd, is when I would anticipate this to happen. It's possible we could still dump after that event, but around April 2nd, if not April 3rd, April 4th, we'll probably start to recover. We'll see the worst of it and then begin to recover. That's my assumption. Or Either that or we're screwed and we just have no clue. Only the mega bears have a clue. I don't know. That doesn't sound right to me though, but time will tell. I've got nothing else to say. I'm rambling at this point, so I'm gonna end the video. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Alchemy Pay. I'm gonna say one more thing. Actually, I do this all the time. Damn it. Alchemy Pay is not in jeopardy. I don't think it's in jeopardy at all. I think that you are still geared for some incredible upside movements whenever it does come time. From a high here of this consolidation pattern you've been in for over a year now, over 2 years now. High to low, your minimum target that I have for you is about 12 cents. Maximum target's 30 cents. You're at 2.3 cents now with the prospects of even going below 2 cents, So I'm just saying, man, I think that you're fine. You could go all the way down to 1.76 cents, 1.6 cents. You're fine, man. As long as you're not taking out this low, I don't think they have a problem. You can take out these lows. I'm not necessarily expecting that you take out this low here at 1.96 cents, but I am anticipating that you take out this low right here, and they're pretty damn close, so who cares? The going down to the 236 could be something that you do. Inevitably, though, 12 cents to 30 cents, even just above 30 cents is what I would anticipate whenever it is time to move up, which I think will be going into the end of April, May, and June. We'll see some phenomenal growth, okay? Most of April, I think we'll be figuring ourselves out. April will be a bullish month. The beginning might be bearish. And then coming up throughout April, we'll probably recover some of these high points, and then May and June will be when we really start to take off, but time will tell. For real now, I am done. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and maybe don't buy at these prices. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but just wait. Don't FOMO if we go up. Just wait, right? I think if you wait a couple days or maybe even a few days, like March 31st, April 1st, something like that, you'll probably get some buying opportunities. April 1st is notorious for dumping, by the way. Okay, I keep talking. I'm done. Bye-bye.